Hello and welcome to this wonderful live stream with Joana joining me today. I'm Angela McMillan. I'm the host and the founder of the Movement Online Academy. We've created this YouTube channel so that you get to experience somatics, Feldenkrais for yourself, because we got tired of trying to explain what it is, didn't we, Joana?
Yep.
You need to actually try it to really feel and understand what somatics is. Before I get to introducing Joana, I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of the Movement Online Academy. Think of this as your somatics social media space. It's just like a social media, only cooler because we're inside. And we talk about somatics. There's no advertising. There's just pure conversation and lots of other things. So here's one of the spaces that's what we call I guess it's like a closed boardroom. It's like you open the door and you walk in and you're inside where there's a lot of conversations happening. So that's so if you look down the left-hand menu bar when you're inside, and you can see that we're live, because when we run these live stream events, we actually upload them to the events here in the community. So you can go straight to the event, click on the event and join us live. Really, really easy. And you'll also get reminded. So if you click going to an event, you get an email 30 minutes before that event, so you can be reminded. And that's all within the platform. I'm not personally emailing you. So it cuts down some of my time. So here on the discussion thread, this is where all the conversations are happening, and you can share your thoughts and experiences here. Underneath that, we have the replays space. So that's where you're basically watching Netflix on steroids, because it's all somatics. It's fantastic. And here are the replays from our festival last week, here in the replay section. Up here is where you can find all the events that you have access to. And then you can find members, the next one. Oh, there's a lot of them online at the moment. If you get stuck, there's the find your way around. And at the moment, if you are a practitioner, I'll quickly mention this, in our free practitioner space, I am hosting a content creation challenge, which is where I'm coaching you through how to communicate effectively what your work is and somatics. And that's all happening in the free practitioner space. But now let's get to introducing Joana. Joana is a passionate neurosomatic therapist and dedicated parent, blending science and heart to help others heal. As someone who has personally navigated the challenges of chronic pain, anxiety, and raising neurodivergent twins, she transformed her lived experience into a unique therapeutic approach. Her work focuses on neuromovement and neurosomatic therapy, guiding both adults and neurodivergent children towards nervous system resilience, improved brain function, and a more connected, peaceful life. Welcome, Joana. I'm excited to have you share today.
I'm very excited as well.
It's very early in the morning, so I'm having somatics and coffee.
Somatics and coffee is an excellent blend.
I'm going to put myself on mute and set myself up for the lesson, and you can take it away. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So this will be an interesting lesson. Many of the lessons that we do in neuromovement or Feldenkrais are done in lying down or lying on a table, but this one is going to be done in a chair. And I thought this would give everybody a good idea of what the work really is about and how it could be applied to your daily work. So if you think about, what most people suffer from, anxiety, stress, fatigue from sitting at a desk for a long time, headaches, this lesson is perfect. So what I'd like everybody to do is just set yourself up to be sitting on a straight back chair, if possible, or on a stool like Angela. And thank you so much, Angela. And make sure that your feet are spread a little bit hip width and are resting flat on the floor. So just to make yourself comfortable, like in all neuromovement lessons, comfort is absolutely essential. If there's anything at all in this lesson that you find painful or that you have a hard time understanding or whatever, you can just stop and you can do it in your imagination, or you can just watch and listen. Okay, so now that everybody is sitting, let's do a little bit of a test and turn very, very slowly, turn your head to the left and see what you see or how far you see. And notice the point and come back. And notice how you do that movement. What's involved? Is it just the neck, or is it the shoulder, or is there a little bit of movement anywhere else? And then do the same thing on the right side and check what you see and see how much tension you have, maybe in your shoulders or in your neck. And if you find yourself that you're doing the movement just with your neck, that's okay too. But notice how much strain you're putting on your neck. Now, we're also going to do just another sample that I like to do is let's do this movement of turning your head to the left and the right, but this time with very tight abs and very tight, you can tighten your whole entire core, tight abs, tight pelvic floor, tight thighs, and try to turn and see what you see in that position. And notice if it's harder or if it's easier. And do the same thing to the left. And you can even slow it down even more. Just give yourself an opportunity to feel everything. And now rest. And take a deep breath. And if you're sitting in a chair, you might want to scoot over to the edge of the chair so that you feel that your weight is resting squarely on your sit bones. So you're not leaning back into the chair. You're actually using your spine, but not overarching. So, find a place where you're sitting that's comfortable for you. And now what you're going to do is very slowly, very, very slowly, raise your right arm to the level of your chin. And you're going to do that, yes, but even slower than that. So you're going to do that really, really slowly. So you feel if you're putting tension in your wrist, if you're lowering your head to meet your chin, or if it's just your hand. Maybe you want to notice also what's happening in your shoulder. Is there a lot of strain, a lot of effort? So make sure you're doing it with the shoulder resting low. And don't forget to breathe throughout this lesson. This is the gesture you would do if you were actually drinking your coffee, Angela. And do the same thing now with the other hand. And notice if you feel the movement is easier on one side or on the other. Are you having an easier time reaching your chin? And come back. And sometimes the movement is a little bit jagged. So this is an invitation for you to even slow down even more so that when you feel little jumps in your movement, you can come back over it and maybe give your brain the opportunity to feel and sense all of the different trajectories that you have in there. Okay, and now rest for a few seconds and breathe. And the next time you're going to do this movement, you're going to lift your right hand up to your chin level. So not necessarily touching the chin, but just chin level in front of your face. And you're going to rotate your head and your hand and your shoulder and everything else that comes along with it to the right, to the left. Thank you. And do that a couple of times really slowly. And just give yourself the opportunity to experience what happens in your back if you feel your back, your spine is twisting. Expand your belly. Give yourself the opportunity to twist. You can relax the other hand. And then keep doing that just a couple of times Let your shoulder fall so that it's hanging squarely on top of your frame, and then put your arm down and rest. And now we'll do the same thing on the other side. So the left arm will raise up slowly, reduce the tension anywhere that you don't need it, and then twist to the right very slowly. And see what you see when you do this. So actually look at ahead of you with your eyes as you're following your hand and notice what you see and come back. So the movement of the eyes has a lot to do with how we mobilize our heads, actually. And for people who have back pain, upper back pain, or who have headaches, sometimes increasing the mobility in the eyes will help you reduce those kinds of symptoms. So you can put your arm down now and rest for a bit. And now, again, the right arm will come up and touch the chin. And you're going to twist again to the left. And you're going to stay twisted. So find a place where you can stay twisted comfortably. So this isn't a stretch, or you're not straining, you're not trying to get as far as you can. And then from that point, your head will come back to the center to look straight ahead and back to your hand. And you're just going to do that a couple of times and follow with your eyes. So see what you see all along the way. So your eyes and your head are moving together. And you're looking kind of a midpoint horizon. And your torso is still twisted. And your arm is resting. And then bring everything back together to the center. And put your arm down and rest. And feel already if you're starting to notice maybe a difference between your left side and your right side. Maybe a difference in your shoulders. It might be a difference in your ribs. Maybe a difference in breathing. Could be a difference in vision. Or there could be nothing at all. And now let's do the same thing with the other hand. So you're lifting the arm slowly. And then you're going to twist to the right side very slowly. And feel that when you're twisting to the right side, one of your knees is moving to the front and one is moving to the back. So this is really a whole body movement where everything has to respond together to support essentially the shifting in weight of your head in space. And then the next time you twist to the right, you're going to stay twisted. And your head is going to come to the front. And come back to the right. And you're doing that a couple of times. And now bring everything to the center and rest. And notice if the weight of your arms, if you can let them hang near you, has changed. Maybe you feel a difference in the length or the weight of your arms. The way that they're resting. Sometimes people have tingling. And also notice your inner sense. Notice the inner quiet, maybe the quieting down of all the external noise, all the things you have to do or think you have to do. And now let's bring the hand back up one more time. You can select the hand you want to start with. So this is the right hand. You're going to twist to the left. And then stay twisted. And then in that position, you're going to move your eyes to the right. Just the eyes. So you're doing really small movements of looking to the right, and feel what trajectory are your eyes following, and has it become harder? Are you blocking your breathing? Have your abs gotten tight all of a sudden? Maybe you have tension in your jaw. So, and if you do, stop everything and then just put your arm down and rest. And then let's try that on the other side, and really go very, very easy, very small with your eyes. so that you're not going to actually strain your optic muscles. You're just giving a little glance to the right or the left and come back to the center. And come back and rest. And now bring your right hand up again. Slowly feel, first of all, if that movement's become clearer for you. And then you're going to twist one more time to the left, to the right. And when you reach the comfortable twisted position, stay twisted. And now your eyes will come to, your face will come to the center. So you're turning your head to the center, and your eyes will stay to the left. So slow down so you can really make the difference between the eyes and the head, the movement of the eyes and the head. You're creating differentiation, which actually helps your brain function better. So it's important to teach it in very, very slow movements. And then come back. And you can come everything to the center and put your arm down and see if it makes a difference in the way you feel your face. And now let's do the same thing with the other hand. Left hand slowly up, chin height. And you're going to twist to the right. Don't forget to breathe. And then your head comes to the center, but your eyes stay to the right. And you're doing it slowly, only as much as it's easy and only as much as it's pleasurable. And when you're finished, you can come back to the center and rest. Okay, and now you're going to just without overthinking it, turn your head to the left and see what you see. And see if you can see more, or if you can see further, or if it's the movement is easier. And then turn the head to the right and see what you see. And just notice if there's a difference between the beginning of the session and now. And also notice what's happening in your pelvis and in your belly, if your belly is more relaxed. Okay. And now very, very slowly, you're going to stand up by leaning forward and stand up and feel how you are standing. Just notice everything that feels, even the slightest difference in weight or the difference in balance. Maybe you have a difference in vision. Notice how your internal landscape feels, your stress. And you can walk around. And so this lesson you can easily do when you're at work. You can do it when you're driving or stuck in traffic. You can do it pretty much anytime you have the opportunity to sit, which is pretty much a lot in our daily lives. So I like this lesson because it reminds me that sitting isn't a static position. It's actually a very dynamic thing where your body responds to the movement of your eyes and head. So if you're tired of sitting at your desk or whatever, you can redo this lesson pretty much anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They do say that sitting is the new smoking.
Indeed.
So this can help you break that habit of sitting uncomfortably.
Exactly.
And there's so many more sitting lessons. I think we need to maybe even do a series here on the channel of short lessons. Yeah, that would be fun. We'll discuss that after.
Excellent.
Thank you for everyone that joined us live. Share in the chat how that experience was for you. For me, I'm not sure if I turned too much more, but it was definitely more comfortable for me.
Great.
And my feeling internally, I'm much calmer and ready for the rest of my day, because it's actually quite early here in Adelaide.
Yeah.
I don't mind, because I'm up anyway, but I just had to look a bit more pretty than I usually do when I wake up. So thank you, Joana.
Well, thank you very much.
And if anyone watching the replay or right now has any requests for lessons, we are always looking for requests. If you have any ideas of what you want us to discuss in the community on our panels or our fireside chats, please reach out. Let us know. We're always looking for themes and ideas. We do have a series of fireside chats coming up soon over the next couple of months that we've already talked about. They're ready to be shared as events, so keep an eye out for them. And I think Joanna's got something special coming up later in the year for her. Yeah. Do you want to give a little idea of what we might be hearing from you in the community, Joana?
Well, some people have already heard of it. I've created also another space on Mighty Networks, which is a program called Antidote, which is addressed to people who have chronic pain, anxiety, and trauma, adults. And then there's another version for parents. And so some of you are actually following this event from that platform as well. So thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it. Things are on the move, as we say. So stay tuned for more from me.
Yeah, you're definitely going places. I'm excited to see where you go. She did mention Mighty Networks. That's the platform that the Movement Online Academy is on. It's a community building platform. And Joanna's built her own because she loved Mighty Networks so much. So we love it.
Well, this work is that much more powerful when it's in community.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I was using other platforms that didn't have the community space, that you weren't able to put events on and have these discussions. And then I found Mighty Networks and I'm like, oh, that's exciting. That was 4 years ago. I've been running this for 4 years now. Actually, this is year 5. So there's a lot of content inside my platform. We've done a lot of events. So thanks, everyone. And this is number 1 of 3 lessons. So I'm excited that I get to participate with these lessons all day today, and keeps me centered and grounded and able to continue my work behind the scenes, because there's a lot to do. Thank you again, Joana.
Thank you very much for putting this on. It's amazing.